Hi guys, it's your girl Paige. I'm coming through with a brand new video for you guys. I'm really sorry that if I sound like really muted right now. My baby's asleep, my husband's asleep, everybody's asleep, but I thought I'd come through and basically share my thoughts on the whole Gabbie Hanna situation. She's recently come out of an apology video to do with her latest controversy, but before we get into all of that, make sure you hit the like button and the subscribe. Make sure that you hit that notification bell, and we'll get into it straight after this intro.
Petty. Most of these bitches is petty.
Okay, so basically, just to bring you guys up to speed, there was a video that was made by Gabbie Hanna about a week or so ago where she basically was trying to recreate the e-girl, e-boy kind of trend that's quite well known through the TikTok generation. I know I feel old, I'm not a part of the TikTok generation. Anywho, in that video, she was actually going through a list which was like comprised of loads of different e-girls and e-boys, kind of giving examples of what they look like so that she could transform herself into this character. Whilst glazing through everything that she was seeing in this particular article, it actually showed a particular person by the name of Bianca Devins. Now, Bianca Devins was brutally and passed away back in 2019, and it actually took social media by an absolute whirlwind because she was quite a well-known individual. I would go more into the actual story itself as to who Bianca Devins is and all of that malarkey, but there is loads of different videos about that online already, so I'm not going to delve into it. And also, out of respect for this particular drama, like, I really don't want to kind of delve into that kind of a situation when it's not my forte. I'm not a true crime channel. But basically, after that whole entire situation, social media went into a massive uproar over it. There was loads of people commenting about it, people saying that she was being disrespectful, people saying that she was profiting off this young girl's image. A lot of people particularly couldn't understand why she hadn't taken the video down or why she had been so silent and not so vocal about it on social media, because usually when Gabbie Hanna finds herself in a controversy, she's literally the first person to jump up and speak about it. Now, whilst I've had my issues with Gabbie Hanna in the past with my thoughts and opinions on her, I do sometimes find her quite manipulative at times, especially in the whole INABA situation and some of the other stuff that's happened previously, like the Jessie Smiles situation and stuff. In this situation, I kind of felt like people really jumped down her throat before she had a chance to react. And I think maybe because of her previous dramas and things that she's been involved in the past, I think maybe that people just kind of instantaneously believed that she must have had bad or negative intentions when it came to this particular situation. Anyway, Gabbie Hanna went on to make a video. Her video was titled For Bianca, and she went on to clear up the entire situation. I will give you guys the cliff notes of exactly what happened in video format, and I'll come back with the rest of my thoughts.
A couple weeks ago, I uploaded a video where I transformed myself into a TikTok e-girl. And in that video, when I was looking through photos and doing research on what an e-girl was, I accidentally showed a picture and a screenshot of an article of a girl named Bianca Devins. A lot of people are questioning, and rightfully so, why I didn't address it sooner, why I didn't delete the video sooner. And it's not because I'm just some cold, heartless person who doesn't care about it. It's because I was trying to, find a way to do it quietly and discreetly and respectfully as possible so that it didn't get back to her friends and her family. I was afraid that if I talked about it or addressed it, that it would call more attention to it. And if it called more attention to it, then more people were going to talk about it, and then it would create this media frenzy around this tragedy. I felt like by addressing it that the likelihood of her family and friends seeing it would be much, much higher. I also knew that I couldn't just delete the video without addressing it, and I knew that that would cause more speculation and people would say that I was running from it. And then when I finally did address it, it would seem like I was only addressing it because I was getting backlash about deleting it without addressing it. And at that point, it would just seem insincere. So I knew that I couldn't delete it until I addressed it, and I needed to know that I was addressing it the appropriate way, which I didn't know what that was exactly. This is such a sensitive topic that this isn't just some dumb drama shit. Like, this is somebody's life. I wanted to make sure that I was doing right by her family. So I knew that I couldn't make a public statement or public apology about this without speaking to her mother first, because it just felt wrong. So I went back and forth a lot in my brain saying, okay, I can't make a public statement without making a private apology, but by making a private apology, am I going to make the matters worse and upset her more and bring up a situation that she either didn't know about or didn't want to talk about? So it was just like this internal battle for over a week. So finally I reached out to her mom and I sent her this message, which she gave me permission to share.
Now, this portion of the video was extremely in-depth and lengthy. Feel free to go over to Gabbie Hanna's video and to read the screenshots individually. But basically, Gabbie Hanna had reached out to the mother and tried to handle things in a very delicate way. And the mother responded amicably and basically said that she doesn't harbour any ill will or bad feelings towards Gabbie Hanna and knows that it was a simple mistake.
And I just hope that now in this moment that you can understand that I wouldn't do that, and that's not what I would ever try to do to anybody for any reason. It was just one photo in many that I referenced in an article, and it wasn't supposed to like pick her out or make fun of her in any way. But if it comes off that way, in a way that I'm not understanding, I'm just trying to like understand and learn. Even if I can't understand where that came from, obviously people feel that way, and if so many people feel that way, then I am very genuinely sorry for making people feel like I was mocking her or making fun of her, because I wasn't at all. I was admiring her style, and I was doing that believing that she was okay. I was never like trying to use her for money, and I promise you I wasn't ignoring it. I was just trying my best behind the scenes to figure out what the right thing to do is, and sometimes I just don't know what that is, and a lot of times it feels like when I try to do the right thing I end up fucking up more. So I was just trying to like take my time and figure it out and like ask people's advice and figure out the most respectful way to handle it, and then I just froze because I didn't know what to do to hurt the least amount of people possible. And then as it just kept getting bigger, it got more confusing on what to do. I promise you, I really do try to do my best and try to do the right thing. I just don't know always what that is. And in a situation like this, I don't have an example to look to or somebody to ask, how should I do it? What's the right way to do this? Because it's not something that happens all the time. It's just like, I just didn't know what to do, and I didn't want to make it worse. And in trying not to make it worse, I waited too long, and I think I made it worse. I just knew everybody's waiting for me to fuck up, and I just wanted to not fuck up. So I wish I would have done it sooner, and just, I don't know, I just feel like when I'm impulsive and I act on emotion and try to fix things right away, it makes things worse a lot of the time. So I wasn't.
Okay, so the public reaction to this has been very polarizing, to say the least. There were some people who were kind of like, she's doing damage control, she took way too long, it's only because people were coming at her that she's doing something about it now. And then there's some people who kind of feel as if, well, she's given an extremely good apology, in fact a very good apology in terms of beauty guru or influencer apologies, and she's handled things correctly. So what do you want? Do you want blood from her? Like, what are you expecting? And it just kind of made me think about like how things work for influencers. Like, I kind of feel like no matter what, Gabbie Hanna was never going to win. I kind of feel as if everybody already had the mindset that there was definitely ill intentions behind what it is that she did in that situation. And I understand that it all comes down to systematic behavior because of all of the issues that Gabbie Hanna has had in the past. People are already waiting for her fail, or waiting for her downfall, or waiting for, like she said, her up. But I kind of feel like we need to allow people a chance to learn and grow from situations. You cannot sit there and say that you want certain things from Gabbie Hanna and then not allow her to prove that to you. For instance, you guys wanted her to handle things with compassion in future due to the whole Jessie Smile situation, to be compassionate, to be caring, to be thoughtful, to be tolerant, to understand other people and where they're coming from, to listen to critique. All of these things that you guys wanted from from her, she is now done. And yes, it may have come in time and it may have come in hindsight, but she's done exactly what it is that you guys wanted to do. In fact, she has handled things correctly and gone through the correct avenues that people wanted her to go through when constructing a decent apology. The only thing that she did wrong, and the only place that I think she went wrong in this whole situation, is that she did it with fear. So she handled things correctly. She spoke to the parents. She made sure that she handles things delicately and compassionately. The only thing she did wrong is that when she did that, she did it with fear. She did it with fear of what people might think of her, rather than just doing it because it was the right thing to do across the board, regardless of what people thought of her. I just kind of find it slightly annoying that people wanted growth from her. People wanted her to act like an adult. People wanted her to handle an extremely difficult situation delicately and the way it should have been handled with respect, and then not allowing her to take that extra time to make sure that it was handled delicately and respectful to all parties involved, the main parties who actually really mattered, which was her family and friends. Bianca's family and friends, that is. Social media wanted a response now, and sometimes doing things correctly takes time. Sometimes people have to get over themselves. Sometimes people have to get over their egos. And honestly, what I saw from Gabbie in her apology video was compassion. And that's all I ever really truly wanted from her, was compassion for other people. So with the Kenza cosmetic scandal, I wanted her to be compassionate to people and not tell them to manage their expectations. From the Jessie Smiles situation, I wanted her to be compassionate to her friend who had gone through something extremely traumatic and acknowledge that she probably wasn't the best friend to her. Do you understand what I mean? Those are the things that I wanted from Gabbie Hanna. I wanted her to be compassionate, and she showed it. So now that she's showing growth, I'm going to allow her to flourish. I hope that that's what happens in the future, but we're all humans making mistakes and fucking up, and trust me, I've had my fair share, and I'm not above anybody else, and I'm definitely not going to be out here throwing stones. So anyway, tell me what it is that you guys think of this whole entire situation. Do you think that Gabbie Hanna has learned and is growing and is trying? Do you think that this apology was acceptable, or do you think that there's never going to be a correct apology, so people should just stop trying? Because in this situation, it kind of reminds me of the Nicocado Avocado situation, where he's just not trying to please anybody anymore. You have created, through cancel culture, a monster, and now that's the product. So when somebody's doing good, we should clap for them and say, you know what, you did good, sis. And that's kind of what I think in this situation. Tell me what you think in the comment section down below. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up if you like it. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button as well as that notification bell so that you never miss any more content from the Paige channel. That's all from me. It is stupid o'clock in the morning and I have a full day of looking after the baby. So until next time, love you guys. Bye.
Most of these bitches is petty.